Hello everyone, this is Sej Kashyap. Today I am going to explain you the chapter from your SST book, that is chapter number 6, Weather and Climate. Okay, so in this chapter we are going to learn about what is the weather, what is climate, what causes changes climatic conditions, why does the equator receive the maximum sunlight, and how high are we from the sea level, and what are the major climatic zones on the earth. Yes, this chapter is divided into two parts. So in the first part, now I am starting what I am going to explain you. So let us go here. So before going deep into the chapter, let me explain you what is weather. Yes, what is weather? Weather is a day-to-day change in the atmospheric conditions. Yeah, it daily changes. It is a day-to-day changes. And what is the climate? Climate is a long-term evolution. It is a long-term change of the atmospheric condition. So there is only a difference between a day-to-day change or is a long-term change. Finish? Okay. So let's see these four pictures which are given to you here. The first picture shows you the extreme sunlight because the people are covering their faces. Next one, the picture shows you the severe winter because people are sitting near the fire. Third picture shows you the rainfall because people are just protecting themselves from the umbrellas. And the fourth picture you can see clearly there is a shedding of leaves, that is known as the spring season. So all these four pictures represent the different seasons, or according to different seasons we have to change our clothing also, isn't it? So let's start the chapter. The seasons are a result of change in weather conditions. Yeah, because of rotation and revolution, these are the two motions of the earth. Or because of these two motions, because of revolution, the seasons are caused. Our lifestyles are getting dependent on the seasons only. We are people, we are the human beings. We are moving according to seasons. As our season changes, we used to change our food. We used to change our clothing. We used to change our agriculture. Okay, so all we are depend upon the seasons only. So like seasonal changes, climate of a region also plays a very important role. Okay, so for example, as if it is winter season, people used to wear woolen clothes. Yes, in summer they used to wear cotton clothes. So for example, a person living in a tropical climate would not care for too warm clothes because it is extremely hot and humid climate. Yeah, very good example is given here. If we talk about the equatorial region students, so I think in equatorial regions there is no need of woolen clothes because there is extreme hot because of direct sun rays and heavy rainfall. So there is no need of woolen clothes. So on the other hand, a person who is living in a tundra region, yeah, where there is always cold, would not consider buying clothing which is not warm because of the extreme cold. Yeah. Okay. So we have to move. Means the chapter says to you, the paragraph says to you, कि we have to move according to our seasons. Yes. And how the seasons are caused? Seasons are caused by the revolution of the earth. Yes, revolution of the earth. Let's see what is the weather one time. Weather, as I already cleared you when I was starting the chapter, weather is the day-to-day change in atmospheric conditions. Yeah, it changes for a short period of time. It tends to change very frequently. Means as you will in the night you can see different type of weather. As morning you wake up you will see different type of weather. As you can see 12 o'clock you can see extreme hot. Same is. So in one day the weather changes according to the time. So that weather is known as day-to-day change. Or it changes for a short duration of time. Or when we talk about the climate, it is not like this. It is a long-term evolution. Yeah, it is a long-term duration of the atmospheric condition prevailing in a particular region. Yes, so we can define weather in a present situation of the atmosphere in related to cold, heat, rain, humidity, dryness, strong or cold, clarity of sky or cloudiness. Okay. Climate is an average weather condition prevailing in a particular regions over a long period of time. So climate is for a long period and weather is for a short period of time. Okay everyone, I hope you have understood this. What is the meaning of weather and what is the meaning of climate? Okay, yes, now come on to the page number 39. Yes, so both weather and climate signifies the atmospheric conditions. Yeah, some factors used to just determine the weather and climatic conditions like temperature, precipitation, the falling of water, humidity, the increasing of moisture, cloud cover means the clouds that are getting dark by the moisture, sunshine, that is the extreme sun rays, air pressure, the blowing of the winds directions and wind speed. All these are responsible for changing the weather of a place. These all factors are responsible for changing the climatic conditions of a place. So everyone please underline temperature, precipitation, humidity, cloud cover, sunshine, air pressure, wind direction and wind speed. Okay, please underline everything. Yes, now come on to what brings, the question arises that what brings about change in climatic conditions. Yeah, what brings changes about in climatic conditions? So let's see. Heat from sunlight, air temperature, water bodies are the main factors affecting the climate. Yes, if heat from sunlight increases, the temperature will be very hot. Air temperature, water bodies, if rainfall will be, then also temperature will changes. So these are the main factors affecting the climatic conditions of a place. The earth receives most of its heat from the sun. Yes, our earth receives most of the heat from the sun. The sun rays are parallel when they reach the earth. Yes, do you know how the earth is? Earth is little bit tilted. Or due to its tiltment, the earth on its axis, the rays do not heat up the earth uniformly. Yes, the rays of the earth are not falling uniformly at every place. It's because some parts of the earth receives more heat, more sunlight, or hence they are very hot, or whereas other parts receive poor sunlight and hence they remain very cool. Yes, my meaning is to say is that due to the tiltment of the earth, yes, some parts of the earth they are not receiving equal sunlight. Some parts of the earth are receiving direct sun rays, so the temperature is very hot, or some areas could not able to receive the sunlight. That's why these areas remain totally cool. The earth is rotating on its axis, everybody knows, and is continuously revolving around the sun also. So these motion expose different parts of the earth to the sun at different times of the year. Yes, when the earth is rotating on its own axis, rotation is caused, or when it is revolving around the sun, that is called revolution, and due to that seasons are caused. Okay, so these two motions I think you have learnt in your lower classes also. Because of rotation, days and nights are caused, and one rotation takes 24 hours, and one revolution, that is revolving around the sun, takes 365 days, and due to this the seasons are caused. Okay, so now learn what is equator. The equator, the biggest gainer of sunlight. Okay, so let's see what is equator. The center of our spherical earth. See students, in a rough manner I will explain you. This is our earth. Okay, so the center, what the chapters is saying to you, center, this is our center. Or when this equator line draws, this is known as 0 degree latitudes, or this is only called equator. Or when the sun shines here, when the sun is shining, the proper sunlight is reaching on the equatorial regions. Or because of the direct sun rises, it receives highest amount of sunlight. These equatorial places receive highest amounts of sunlight throughout the year. Yeah, the sun rays directly fall on the equator and it remains hot. The sun rays used to fall directly on the equator throughout the year, or it remains always hot. Okay, so as we move up and down to the equator, to the poles, these are our poles. This is North Pole and this is South Pole. Or as we are moving upwards or as we are moving downwards, the heat decreases, the heat reduces. Because already I have cleared you, the sun rays are not uniformly falling on the earth. So the amount of direct sunlight reduces here as we are moving come downside or as we are moving upwards. These areas receive slanting rays of the sun. Whereas if we talk about the North Pole and South Pole, these areas are receiving the sun rays, but they are not receiving directly. They are receiving slantingly. Hence they remain relatively cooler. So sun rays could not able to pass here. That's why these areas remain cooler. Understood? So this is our equator, that is 0 degree latitudes. It divides the earth into two equal halves. One portion is known as northern hemisphere, one portion is known as southern hemisphere. Okay? Yes. Now, let's see. How high are we from the sea level? How high are we from the sea level? The altitude, what is called altitude? Altitude is that the height from the sea level. Height from the sea level, at which we determine the amount of chill we feel. The air pressure is very high at the sea level. Yes, as from the earth, as we move upwards, as we are increasing our height, what happens? The temperature decreases. The temperature decreases as we move up from the sea level. As our height is getting increased, the air pressure decreasing. The air pressure is decreasing. Okay, we are finding very chill, very cool. It expands due to low pressure and gets colder. Hence, we experience colder temperatures. Yeah, as we are moving up and up, as our altitude increases, the temperature decreases. Yeah, there is a very cool temperature when we will see when we are climbing on the mountains. That's why the water gets heated or cooled slowly than the land. In summer, what happens when the land is heated up by the sunlight? Yes, water takes more time to get heated. Water gets more time to heat it while the land is getting quick. And hence the air movement from water bodies to be land keeps the earth cool. Yes, and when the water bodies blows, yes, when the air blows towards that, it makes the environment cool. Similarly, if we talk about winter, when land cools down fast, water cools at a relatively slower pace, and the air movement from land to sea moderates the temperature. Okay, moderate the medium temperature. Hence, the areas near the large water bodies experience a more moderate climate than the islands. Okay, now comes the ocean currents. Do you know what are ocean currents? Ocean, everybody knows what is ocean. Now comes currents. What are currents? Current means a continuous flowing of water, movement of water in the oceans. Yes, a continuously flow of water in the oceans is known as ocean currents. So what happens? Winds blowing in the oceans affect the climate of various regions. Yeah, winds that are blowing in the oceans, they used to affect the climate of various regions. So ocean currents can warm up or chill down the areas. Yeah, ocean currents, when they used to blow, they can even warm up the area or they can even cool down the area also. So when the warm ocean currents come to the cooler shores, yes, when the warm ocean currents, when they are coming to the cooler areas, they warm up the sea. Yes, they warm up the sea, they warm up the area. Or on the other hand, when cold currents, when they used to reach the warm areas, they cool the areas. Just opposite of that. Just opposite of that. Okay. So once again I am repeating you here. When the warm ocean currents, when they used to come to the cooler shores, yes, they warm up the area. Or when they are cold currents, when they used to reach the warm areas, they cool the areas. Okay. Have you understood? These are ocean currents. Now come on to the moisture that is present in the air and precipitation. Moisture in the air, that is called humidity. That is called humidity. Yes, what is the moisture in the air called? That is known as humidity. The amount of moisture in the form of water vapor, yes, that is present in the air is called humidity. Yeah, and what is called precipitation? The falling of water from the sky in the form of rain. That is known as precipitation. Okay? Yes, now turn the page. Page number 40. So when we are talking about the humidity and the precipitation, what happens? It greatly regulates the precipitation or rainfall. Yes, what I have told you, the meaning of precipitation, that is the rainfall in an area, and hence brings a change in the overall climatic conditions. Yeah, when the sun shines very hot and in rainfall, obviously due to the humidity, the temperature, humus increases, and due to precipitation, it cools down the areas. The equatorial receives experience the highest rainfall as the air is very humid in these areas. Yeah, if we talk about the equatorial regions experience the highest rainfall, or even sun rays are also very proper there. So because of this, humidity increases, or because these areas are very humid. The cooler regions at higher altitude experience precipitations. Yeah, the cooler areas which are located at the higher altitudes, higher height, experience a heavy rainfall in the form of snowfall. So that's all, children. Now this was the part 1. In part 2, I will just explain you about the major climatic conditions. Hope you have understood the part 1. Thank you for listening me.